Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and beautiful official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Liam's big move, Electra's success, and Hope suspects. Spoilers for the bold and the beautiful are available now. Fans may anticipate Hope Logan being skeptical after learning of Liam Spencer's new living situation in the upcoming episode. Electra Forrester is also congratulated by Will Spencer on her achievements and happiness. That's never a good sign in soap operas, so let's begin. Fans can anticipate that Liam will have a new living arrangement in tomorrow's episode. I don't know if the place Liam moved to after leaving Hope's cottage was ever addressed. Liam is undoubtedly unable to remain with Bill Spencer. Liam shouldn't be left alone either, and if he's dying, he'll most likely refuse to spend the rest of his life in a hospital bed. It is reasonable to assume that Liam is invited to stay with Steffi Forrester Finnegan and John Finn Finnegan. Shin may think that in the event of a medical emergency, the good doctor will be close by. Additionally, Steffi will want Liam and Kelly Spencer to be together as often as possible. But Liam and Steffi share more than simply a child together. Additionally, Liam and Hope have a daughter named Beth Spencer. Hope's statement that she hadn't heard from Liam in a long time, and even worried that something was amiss, is a little strange. Liam will eventually have to confront Hope, despite his desire to keep his incurable brain tumor a secret. Liam might have a lie to tell Hope about his new living situation. She will be skeptical, though. Hope might begin to question Finn as a result. Despite Finn's prohibition from Hope, they used to be friends. Finn will also find it difficult to lie to Hope about her dying ex-husband, because he has empathy and a moral sense. The involvement of young children makes this particularly true. According to tomorrow's teasers on The Bold and the Beautiful, Will congratulates Electra on her happiness and accomplishment. Knowing Will, he will want to have a private celebration. But Electra may excuse herself again. I wish Electra would simply quit being so demanding and inform Will that she is a virgin. Returning to Electra's success, don't count on it lasting. Luna is planning the demise of her rival, despite the fact that Electra appears to be well deserving of happiness and prosperity. Privately, Brooke jumps on Ridge. According to The Bold and the Beautiful, Hope Logan felt bad about her mother's romantic drama. So Brooke Logan secretly pounced on Ridge Forrester. Before Zen Forrester Dominguez asked Carter Walton about Daphne Rose, he flashed back to several of his interactions with Hope in a backstage location at Forrester Creations. Zen questioned whether Carter and Daphne were involved, but Carter maintained that they weren't. Carter, on the other hand, was focused on Hope and the prospect of seeing her again. On Wednesday's B&B episode, Katie Logan questioned Daphne about what she had heard in the showroom and questioned whether Daphne had been using Carter all along. There were worries that Daphne would only be in Los Angeles to carry out Steffi Forrester's dirty work and damage Hope and Carter's relationship. Daphne defended her attempts to assist Steffi in regaining the firm and surmised that Katie's behavior was motivated by her own previous affair with Carter. Daphne concluded that Katie still had feelings for her ex-boyfriend. Katie maintained that she cared about Carter as a friend and continued to be concerned about Daphne's plans. Daphne, however, dismissed the notion that she posed a threat and noted that the business was once again in the control of the Forresters. Nevertheless, Daphne acknowledged that she had fallen in love, something she didn't often do. Carter interrupted Katie's attempt to interview Daphne, wanting to know what was going on. According to Daphne, she was only discussing with Katie their shared regard for Carter, and their desire to do what was best for him. Hope discussed the bombshell and her misgivings about how the coup instability had impacted Brooke's relationship with Ridge with her mother at Brooke's place. Hope was now beginning to realize her mistakes and became upset about Brooke having to pay the price. Hope wanted Brooke to be with Ridge if that was what she wanted. Brooke made the optimistic forecast that Ridge would be Hope's fate, and didn't believe she should hold herself responsible for the breakup. Ridge blasted Eric Forrester for attempting to play God, with his life back at Forrester Creations. They both knew that Ridge would eventually end up with Brooke, and Eric was tired of seeing him waver between two women. Even though Eric admitted that Taylor Hayes made Ridge happy, Brooke was the true love of his life. Ridge reminded Eric about his promise, but since Ridge wasn't married or engaged, it was obvious that Eric didn't think it mattered much. Ridge was by himself when Brooke arrived to the CEO office after Eric pushed Ridge one more for a reconciliation with Brooke. Brooke had an opportunity to boast about the fashion industry's desire for them to reunite, and the stunning victory. Brooke emphasized how amazing everything was on the runway and questioned whether Ridge wanted it as well. Brooke persisted in her reunion pitch, but Ridge argued that was a contrived moment rather than an actual one. Brooke argued that she was his Logan, now and forever, after putting her arms around Ridge and wondering whether he felt the same way. Eric Forrester's stunt with Brooke Logan is called out by Ridge Forrester. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge Forrester was taken aback when Brooke Logan appeared wearing the stunning gown. It appears like Ridge could have intended for Taylor Hayes to don the dress instead. Eric Forrester's stunt will undoubtedly be called out by Ridge. Ridge is aware that Eric wants him and Brooke to reconcile. Ridge will, however, maintain that he is dating Taylor and is on the move. But when Ridge expresses to him how much he thinks he belongs with Brooke, Eric's remarks will resonate. Regretfully, Brooke will have to look for another man because Ridge will remain with Taylor. Ridge will remind Eric that he shouldn't meddle in his romantic affairs. Naturally, Ridge will not agree with Eric, and he chooses to persevere. When Ridge learns that Brooke has moved on rather than waiting for him to change his ways, he might be in for a shock later. Eric will have the chance to concede and cease mediating disputes. Eric wants Brooke and his son to be happy since he loves them both. But Ridge has rejected Brooke numerous times. Will Brooke ultimately conclude that waiting isn't worth it and go on? Is Brooke just sick of constantly being dragged back and forth? When Ridge expresses his want to be with Taylor and her alone, Brooke might encourage Eric to back off. Will Eric take a clue and stop pushing these two together? Brooke has already suffered enough. Will Eric continue to try to get these two to embrace one another again? Is Eric going to have to let Ridge move on at last? Since the takeover, Ridge has repeatedly turned Brooke down. Prior to discovering that Taylor had lied to him, Ridge had ran to her and nearly married her. Is Brooke simply fed up with Ridge's hesitation? It appears that Brooke will soon have a new romantic prospect and receive a visit from someone she didn't anticipate. Will Brooke realize that her time with Ridge is over, and for once, let someone else choose her fate? Maybe Brooke is going to learn that Nick, Ridge's half-brother, is prepared to provide for her needs. Will Nick prioritize Brooke and provide her with the future and love she deserves? Ridge remembers when Eric tells him that Ridge Brooke is his future after Katie confronts Daphne about her scheme with Steffi. When Brooke informed Eric that she felt the magic return with Ridge and Eric claimed credit for the showstopper, Steffi became irate. Ridge agrees to inform Vincent that Brooke is still among the most beautiful women in the world when they speak on the phone about the show at home. Ridge reminisces about her appearance in The Spectacular. Taylor enters and says she enjoys watching him enjoy the success of the show. They give each other hugs. She appears anxious. Steffi stutters in, complaining of exhaustion from the fashion presentation. She informs them of the positive publicity they received. Ridge and Brooke are referred to as the first couple of fashion, Taylor notes. He reassures her that the statements made by reporters are untrue and do not alter his affections for her. He needs to go to work. Later, his daughter would accompany him. Ridge leaves after agreeing to spend some time alone with Taylor later. Steffi can see her mother is worried about Ridge and Brooke's romance rekindling. Taylor will not stand by and let Brooke continue her antics. Her daughter is certain that the show was only for her father's benefit. She, Katie, and Eric discuss how fantastic the show was at Brooke's. Ridge must have sensed their connection once more, according to Brooke. Eric's hope is that she and Ridge will reunite soon. He sees her in the showstopper and is excited to hear what his kid has to say, so he dashes to the office. Despite his admiration for Taylor, he is certain that his son will return with Brooke. Katie and her sister discuss the media attention that has been focused on her and Ridge. Even if he brought Taylor home, Katie advises her to remain optimistic. She is certain that the psychiatrist is aware that she is losing control of Ridge. Katie continues to talk about her sister's captivating presence. Brooke acknowledges that Ridge's gaze on her was purely magical. According to her sister, Ridge must understand that she never truly betrayed him because everyone could see it. Brooke is certain that Taylor will persevere. Taylor has to understand that Katie believes Ridge and Bridge are about to reunite. Ridge is joined at the workplace by Eric. After discussing the show's success, Ridge questions him about the show-stopping stunt he performed.